Morning. It is Monday. It is officially game week. Okay? It is officially hashtag beat the heck out of Sam Houston State. In football, baby. It's time for football season. I couldn't be more excited. We're here. And now it's time to talk about it. It's time to get on into it, guys. So now we have a new schedule now officially for the season, Monday through Thursday. It will start at 8:40 a.m. Please set your alarms once again for 8:40 a.m. The podcast will be on. It's the Homemade Podcast Sports with your host, Jay Pops. I feel like this year it will be more traffic than anything coming through here. Mainly because everybody wants to see if those predictions are right about Texas A&M. Is Texas A&M going to go 8-4? Or are they going to go 10-2 or 11-1? This is what everybody wants to know. Can Jimbo Fisher finally do it? Can Evan Stewart be the guy? Can Haynes King be that guy that everybody has been raving about? All right? Can we officially be the first or second best team in the SEC West? Can we do that? It's time, baby. It's time to put up, shut up. So once again, it's officially beat the heck out of Sam Houston State. I will be at that game. That is official. I cannot say that enough. I will be there with a good, dear Aggie friend of mine, Mr. Morris Carter. And we will be loud, just like the rest of you guys. It's going to be 11 a.m. kickoff. This is my first time ever for an 11 a.m. kickoff. It's time to see how hot it is in Aggieland at that time. It ain't nowhere near like that 3:30. Woo, it ain't nowhere near like that CBS time though. But we will see nonetheless how this actually turns out. Will it be a 63-10 ball game like Vanderbilt? Will it be 48-10 or 52-3 as I predicted? Will we score 60? Maybe 72. If we score 72, okay, at that point I think a lot of people may be in trouble. All right, so once again, guys, I can't wait. You can't wait. So let's talk about some things here, okay? What are we looking for in this game? We're looking for guys to answer the unknown questions. Do we have a good quarterback? Do we have a good wide receiver core? Is the running game going to be dominant? How does the defensive line look in the first game? You know, things of that nature. So this is what we're looking at here. And I believe that this is just a predicted depth chart here. So it looks like the stars. All right, so wide receiver X and what I'm looking at. The first guy should be Evan Stewart. Once again, this is no official depth chart. I think this is just a predicted depth chart here, okay? So wide receiver X, number one is Evan Stewart. That should be your starter, okay? Across from either Chase Lane or Nia Smith. Those should be your starters, okay? So wide receiver X, Evan Stewart. Right behind him, that's playing on that same side, Jalen Preston, in which I believe is true. And then after that, Noah Thomas, okay? So wide receiver Z, Chase Lane, the junior, red shirt junior. He's familiar with his offense. Okay, he is very, very familiar with his offense. He's going to be that starting wide receiver. After him, though, this is when it gets very interesting. They have, after him, Chris Marshall. If we see Chris Marshall come into this game, and albeit in the second half or whatever, if we see Chris Marshall come into this game in the second half, I really want to see what that young man can do. I'm very excited about that wide receiver tandem this year. A lot of people may not because it's a lot of questions to be answered. I'm very excited about that wide receiver core this year. All right, so after him, as the number 3 guy, Devin Price, the junior. So wide receiver in the slot guy, Anaya Smith. I believe Anaya Smith will be dangerous this year. I believe this will be one of his biggest years because all of the plays are going to be almost directed to him. All right, this is his last shot at going to the NFL. in being drafted. All right, so let me say that this is his last shot at going to the NFL and being drafted. I believe he could have came out last year, but it was no reason to come on back, sharpen your product, go to the NFL. All right, so that should be your slot wide receiver. After him, it should be Moose Muhammad. I'm ready to see Moose already. I thought he would be the starter. Once again, this is not an official depth chart. This is a predicted depth chart here because Moose Muhammad could very well be the starter. But he's right behind Ainias Smith for that second guy. And then after him is Ukeep Brown. I can see that going either way. Only thing about that is that Moose Muhammad came in a year before Ukeep Brown. Okay? So Moose Muhammad is very familiar with that playbook. I believe we can see both of these guys come second half. Moose Muhammad and Ukeep Brown. We want to see that. Ukeep is very fast. Moose can catch. He's a possession wide receiver. All right, so let's keep going. Left tackle. Trey Zoom. I don't know how I kept on forgetting Trey Zoom. Those were one of the offensive linemen that I cannot think off the top of my head. So Trey Zoom, right behind him is Demetrius Cromber of who they have in there. So he should be really good. After that, left guard, Jordan Moku. I am starting to hear a lot about Jordan Moku, so hopefully all of the rumors are true, and that he's really been very good in training camp. Cam Dewberry, they have him right behind him as being the second man or been on the second team, in which I can't believe that. The center, Bryce Foster. I think somebody on yesterday tried to tell me that Matthew Wyckoff is maybe going to start over here. Man, I'm telling you right now, Matthew Wyckoff is good, but he won't start over Bryce Foster, in my opinion. I do not believe so. All right, so and even if Matthew Wyckoff starts this game, that's fine. I'm totally fine with it. I just know coming to Miami game, Bryce Foster will be starting. All right, so Matthew Wyckoff is right behind him. Right guard, Layden Robinson. That does not need to be explained, people. That does not. The man behind him, though, is Josh Bankhead, redshirt sophomore. I'm very intrigued to see Layden Robinson this year. If that man comes away on the season with giving up only just 5 sacks, you can pencil him in at the first round with me. Right tackle, Ruben Fogarty. Yep, believe that all the way. Believe it all the way. After him, Luke Williams, the redshirt freshman. So I don't see my guy in here, which came in that #1 recruiting class. And he came from the same high school as Donovan Green. I don't see him in here anywhere. I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure he may be in there or he may have went on ahead and took a red shirt. Tight end, Max Wright, the senior. That should be your starting tight end, people. Max Wright. He should be your starter, in which I'm totally fine with that. He's a senior. He knows that playbook. It's just he's coming from that defensive side. He was a defensive end, and now he's translating over to the tight end. We really have to see how that goes. Right after him, though, Jake Johnson, the freshman. And third team guy is Blake Smith, redshirt sophomore. Okay, have no problem with that. Quarterback, Haynes King. We already know who the starter is. That got announced already. After him, Max Johnson, and then after him is Connor Wingman. If we get all the way down to seeing Connor Wingman, which is probably in that fourth quarter, everybody should be excited at that time. All right, running back, Devon Achane. That should be the starter. Your second guy, which is the two-headed monster here, should be Amar Daniels. That should be. Then again, I believe it should be LJ. I'm going with LJ here. I'm going with LJ over Amar Daniels. I believe it will be a 3-man punch, though. Then after that, you got Ernest Cromber and then Le'Veon Moss. We should see Le'Veon Moss in this game somewhere. All right, so your defensive ends here. I know a lot of people are excited about this one. Defensive end, your starter. One of them should be Tomas Adeli. I'm ready to see him already. All right, then after that, Anthony Lucas. All right, and that's going to be your freshman there. Your nose tackle, McKinley Jackson. After him, it should be Isaiah Rakes. Your defensive tackle, Shamar Turner. He's come back for a second year. I believe he should totally dominate. Second team guy, Walter Noble. All right, those should be your two monsters right there in the middle of that field. Edge guy, Fidel Diggs. Very excited about Fidel Diggs. Then after him, Shamar Stewart. Then after him, Gabriel Brownlow-Dendy. All three of those guys should dominate that position, period. That should be a heavy rotation, the heaviest rotation we've ever seen in College Station. All right, then after him, your middle linebacker, Andre White Jr. He should be being a dog this year. Then Chris Russell, and then after him, Ish Harris. Your weak side linebacker, Edgerrin Cooper, should have a phenomenal year this year, redshirt sophomore. And then after that, Terrion Lee, he's a redshirt senior. Then after him, Martrell Harris. Those should be all of you guys. Cornerbacks, Miles Jones, that should be your starting corner. Beside him should be Jalen Jones. Then after him, Brian George. Then after him, we will be seeing Denver Harris. We should be seeing Denver Harris in here somewhere. Trust me on that. Your safety, Jordan Gilbert. That should be the guy. Then after that, Smoke Bowie, and then Jacoby Matthews. That's how they have these guys. I believe Jacoby Matthews was before Smoke Bowie, though. Then your safety should be Damani Richardson. And then after that, looks like Bryce Anderson. Okay, so on this, I don't know why they don't have Antonio Johnson over here. That's pretty crazy. Oh, okay, I see him. They got him as your nickelback. Antonio Johnson should be your nickelback. But your safety should be Damani Richardson, then Bryce Anderson. Bryce Anderson will have a stellar freshman season this year. Cornerback, your other starting cornerback should be Tyreek Chappelle, then Denver Harris, then it's Josh Moten. I believe Josh Moten may be before Denver Harris, in my opinion. Nickelback should be Antonio Johnson, then Deuce Harmon. Man, we got a lot of guys on this roster. We got a lot of them. So your punter, Nick Constantino, place kicker, Caden Davis, kickoff, Caden Davis, and then your punt returner, Anaya Smith, Moose Muhammad, kick returner, A-Chain, and Evan Stewart. Those should be the guys. I do believe in that. Like I say, that's no official depth chart here. I believe that's just a predicted depth chart. All right, so before we end here, in which I have to go ahead and get on about here, before we end this thing off, this is my shakeup for the SEC West. And you can bookmark this here, and this is before the season started. So this is my shakeup. Number 1, Alabama, with a 11-1 record. Number 2, Texas A&M, with an 11-1 record. Crazy, right? Both of those teams going 11-1. Yes, I do believe the SEC West is way harder this year. Then after that, my third team is LSU with a 10-2 record. A lot of people gonna look at me crazy. LSU has all the talent in the world over there. They can go 10-2. We've seen this done before. LSU 10-2 record. The fourth team, Arkansas, with a 9-3 record. Yes, I got Arkansas with a 9-3 record. The fifth team is Mississippi State. I do not know how that will resolve like that, but 15, Mississippi State. No. Scratch that, not 15. 15 is Ole Miss. 16, Mississippi State. 17 is Auburn. All right, so book that. You've heard it here. That is it. I love all of you guys. This is the podcast for today. #Get.